It's a town full of losers, and Chris Brander ought to know because Mr. Friendzone is the biggest one of all.
Ugh.
Welcome back to another unfortunate case of movie soulmates. My name's Soulkeeper.
And I'm Astrid.
And we just watched Just Friends on Netflix. I gotta say, I've seen this movie like probably a baker's dozen worth of times over the past couple of weeks. I think I've legitimately watched it 13 times. I hate this movie.
Yeah, and then you wonder why I can't remember every scene like you can. And then he tells me he's seen it 13 times.
Why the hell did I watch this so many times?
I don't know. I'm not in your head.
It's like I'm thirsty for the pain.
Yeah.
Like I watch these movies and I just can't help myself.
Right?
So I guess let's hop right into it here. What'd you think this movie was gonna be before you saw it for the first time? I think you've seen it before.
Yeah, but I don't think I saw it back when it came out. I think I saw it a little later. Like, I don't think I saw it in high school. I probably saw it in college.
Yeah. I remember this movie was kind of popular-ish back around 2005 when it came out. Everyone was going to see it, and I hear all the people, talking about the movie and using language from the movie. And, you see the term friend zone pop up a lot around that time.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's connected to this movie.
It is.
Yeah, it is. This movie introduced friend zone into our lingo.
Okay, yes. Fuck this movie just for that.
Yeah.
I thought this movie wasn't going to be, like, as cringy as it was.
Oh, it was terrible. Like, this did not age well at all.
Like, I thought he was going to come back and still be obsessed with the girl from high school and pick up right where he left off with trying to be with her. I didn't think it was going to be that he, like, became a fucking incel.
Oh my god, right?
And decided he's gonna hate fuck every woman he sees as what, revenge for the girl that didn't fuck him in high school?
Okay, what kills me here is I thought this movie was going to be a story about a nice guy who got a bum rap when he was in high school or something. He got bullied because he was fat, which, was a thing.
Yeah.
And then he comes back because he's lost some weight and he's moved on with his life a little bit, and then all of a sudden he meets back up with his old friend from high school and decides to see if she's interested.
Right.
And I thought maybe it would be something like that where he actually is a pretty nice person, and he decides to have a go of it, and then he encounters some challenges along the way. Well, no, it turns out he's a complete and utter fucking prick.
Yeah. He's the most unlikable protagonist I've seen in a movie in a while.
And I've seen a lot of unlikable protagonists recently, but my god, this guy, he's near the top of the list of unlikable protagonists. The only guy that really, really tests him is maybe Ben Stiller's character from The Heartbreak Kid, and even then, I think Chris Brander has him edged out.
I haven't seen that movie, so I can't comment on that.
That's just... You're bad. It's on Netflix. What are you doing?
My bad or my lucky?
You could probably just flip a coin and pick one. Yeah, man, I expected better things than what I got. What I got was just a shit heap of a movie. I guess we should hop right into things right now, huh?
Yeah, I think we should.
So I guess the elephant in the room here, jokey poo right there, is Chris Brander, who we see at the beginning of the movie singing to himself while looking at this creepy stalker-like poster montage of his friend in high school, his best friend, Jamie Palomino.
Yeah. It's taking up like not one, but 2 walls in his bedroom. It spreads out from the corner like a virus.
And if they weren't best friends, this would be the creepiest thing ever. But since they're best friends and all, and presumably and obviously she has been over because she mentions at one point in the movie that she used to sleep over.
Yes.
So she knows it's there, so it's not that creepy in hindsight. But when you first see it, you go, whoa, okay.
Yeah. When you know he's whacking to those pictures, it becomes real creepy.
Yeah, and when he's got like the one picture folded over that's got her boyfriend in the picture at the time.
Oh my god, so it looks like she's leaning over to kiss him.
Yeah.
It unfolds and he's like, whoops, gotta put that back.
Yeah, he's got it taped over.
He's gotta have like a lisp while he's fat, because why not go for every stereotype?
I didn't realize that a retainer made you talk like an asshole.
I don't think it does. I've never had one.
It really doesn't make you talk like an asshole that much. It might make you, do a little bit of a lisp here and there, but what he was doing in the movie was really exaggerated.
Right?
I'm willing to let that one go just because it was a little funny when he was doing the lisp like that.
Yeah.
But his fat suit was just horrible. It was the worst. Like, you could see Ryan Reynolds' twiggy legs.
Yeah.
And on top, it was just all bulbous and everything. It didn't look like he was really fat at all.
It didn't. You could tell he was doing nothing on his bottom half. They just put a big, probably pregnancy pillow or whatever around him. And then he had the worst, cheapest cheeks prosthetics going on that I've ever seen in a professional movie.
Oh, I
don't know. I'm sorry, whoever you hired. I don't really mean to rag on you, but I don't know that you were ready for this level of a job.
I mean, Shallow Hal did a better job of a fat suit, and Shallow Hal came out, I'm pretty sure, a few years before this.
It would have been fine for still shots.
Yeah.
But it had no movement to it.
No, it just looked like he was... he had a bunch of padding on him. It looked really fake, and it made Ryan Reynolds look like an asshole too.
Right?
Because he's mugging for the camera a whole bunch in his fat suit to really exaggerate the fatness of the suit that he's got on.
Exactly. So maybe if he'd just been talking a little bit, maybe they could have got away with it. But when he's trying to do the asshole thing in front of the camera while he's singing and trying to make himself look like the biggest, most pathetic dork in the world, it really highlights the fact that this is a thin man in a fat suit to poke humor at fat people.
Yeah, it's not part of Ryan Reynolds' shtick that's really aged well. In fact, I've never really thought that Ryan Reynolds was all that great of a comedic actor until I saw him in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Literally, it's the only thing I've ever seen him in that I've liked him in.
Yeah.
All of his other movies I thought have been complete garbo, and Exhibit A is right fucking here. Just Friends, where he's mugging in a fat suit because the joke is, hey, look at this fat guy singing this stupid song from 1995.
Right.
Isn't it silly looking?
Yeah. And they do this with two people. They do it with him and they do it with this guy, Dusty, where the same stuff that they do when they're fat, or in Dusty's case has acne and stutters, is cool when they're thin and don't have a stutter or a lisp.
You know what kills me is that a movie like this came out 11 years after John Candy died. And if you've ever seen any John Candy movies, none of those movies really harped on how fat he was.
Yeah.
Now, granted, his weight was an addition to his shtick because it made his parts, a little bit more comedic because he had that look about him hey, look at me, I'm doing all this, but I'm also doing some normal stuff too. And boy, it's really making some situations awkward sometimes. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like the entire fiber of the joke every single time. It had other stuff going on around it.
Yeah. John Candy's shtick wasn't fat guy in a thin place. Let's point at the fat guy.
Yeah, he had actual situations that he was getting into that he had to work himself out of, and he just happened to be obese.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he normalized fatness in comedy in a big way.
I'll say that, being a big guy like John Candy, you can really accentuate, your bit because you got that, you look like a funny guy.
Yeah, which is fine. He can do that. He can poke fun at himself. He's an actual fat guy.
Yeah. But Ryan Reynolds, it would have been fine if he had just been maybe singing in the suit and not just trying to mug and make himself look like as much of a toad as possible.
Right.
To be in his defense, though, he might have gotten direction to do that.
Oh, probably. I don't know that Ryan Reynolds was super famous in 2004 or 5 when this came out.
No, I think this is one of his first movies, and it's probably just a case of, hey, he was directed to do that. So it's an unfortunate example of an actor looking like an asshole because he needed a job.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Womp,
yeah.
womp.
At the end of the day, this is going to fall at the director who chose to put a thin guy in a fat suit for lols.
Anytime you get shit like this, you gotta throw it at the maker's feet because they're the one making the decisions like this.
Right? And it's like they direct him to be singing and eating and then you're laughing at him because he's fat and he's singing and eating in his room and it's got to be that he's eating sweets because fat people aren't allowed to enjoy sweets, heaven forbid.
Yeah, I know. What kills me later is when Chris Brander comes back home and he's not fat anymore. People are still treating him like he's fat.
Yes.
As though he's supposed to be this fat guy, and they don't like the fact that he lost all that weight.
Yeah, like that waitress brings him that enormous stack of sugary pancakes.
And even I was looking at that enormous stack of sugary sweet pancakes going, what the fuck, lady?
Right. And then Amy Smart, when he's out with, I forget her name in the movie because this movie is fucking forgettable.
Jamie Palomino?
Jamie Palomino is like, you can't send that back. That's rude. And it's like, no, it's rude to assume somebody's order for them when they haven't ordered from you in 10 years.
I know, right? And besides which, look at what the food they just gave him. They effectively gave him a platter of candy.
Right?
Like,
which is delicious if you're in the mood for it, but not if you didn't order it.
But also, he's pushing 30 years old, and I don't know about you, but around the time where I got out of high school, I that probably would made me shit a brick. I might have even thrown up eating that.
Yeah, he says that too. He's like, do you know what this would do to my stomach?
And he's not wrong.
Right? And like, you don't know his health situation. He might have like diabetes. A lot of people can't have sugar. You don't know what's going on with him. So
when he says that's not going to work for me, I'm just looking at that saying, that's not going to work for anybody. That stuff is going to make you sick.
That's not going to work for anybody who's not 8.
Yeah. If you're not a child, even if they eat that, they're going to throw up.
Right? A child, you give them one pancake with that kind of topping, not that stack of 6 with that monstrosity of a Halloween bag on it.
I'll say that maybe, like, if he was still in high school, and he could have powered through that, but that was a diabetic nightmare on a plate right there, baby.
Yep.
What really kind of turned the scene around, though, was when Jamie Palomino decided to switch plates with him and said, you can have my grilled cheese. Mm-hmm. And he refused to eat that.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, ooh, I'll just have my water.
Ooh, I'm stuffed.
Right. And it's like, ooh, major eating disorder vibes.
Yeah, that took a dark turn really fast.
Yep.
I'm not saying that, he shouldn't have been able to order what he wanted, but if he was going to switch plates, it's a grilled cheese sandwich. It's not that big of a deal, my dude.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what his dairy situation is, but yeah, I get some disordered eating vibes from him. I don't get the impression that he lost that weight by loving himself and having a healthy relationship with food.
Now, I feel like he probably should have gone into it with Jamie here and be like, I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm also 10 years older. I can't eat this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? We're not in high school anymore.
All right.
And for all we know, maybe Jamie Palomino is one of these people that still has a mindset like they're in high school.
Yeah.
I remember we went to a reunion a few years back, and I was around a bunch of people in your graduating class, looking at them thinking, do these motherfuckers still think they're in high school?
Well, one of them wore their high school letter jacket.
Yeah, they had that shit cleaned professionally.
So, it's possible.
And they also had Bosco sticks and shit.
Oh, you can buy those somewhere around here, like...
Yeah, I know.
GFS or Aldi or something.
I know, but no one eats that shit unless it's actually bought in a high school.
Unless you want to shit a brick.
No, not unless you want to poop hard. So I guess this kind of goes right into Chris Brander's other problems here, where he's kind of a fucking asshole.
Oh, yeah.
He treats women like shit.
Yeah. He's just hate fucking his way through my entire gender.
Yeah, right after the opening scene, we see him at his very successful job at a music agency or ad agency. I'm not totally clear on what he does. I think he works for a music publishing company.
I think so. And then he's walking down the halls and he's telling the lady, "Oh, that color you're wearing goes really nice with your legs."
Yeah, he's complimenting legs. There's a work party there, and he dumps the girl he's going out with, and picks up a girl that's right next to him. Mm-hmm. And then it goes on and on. He's talking to one of his friends about, ooh, don't go on a date because lunch will lead you right into the friend zone. And then his friend has the most rational response in the movie where he says, "What the hell is the friend zone?"
Yes, and I clapped, and then that was the last thing in the movie that made me truly happy.
It was really the most... Every bad movie at some point becomes self-aware.
Yeah.
For one moment. And this is that, where this guy looks at his friend Chris and goes, what the hell is the friend zone?
Right.
Like, what are you going on about, dude?
Right? Either someone's interested in you or isn't. You stalker.
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting all of his ideas. He claims to his friend that some chick messed me up really bad in high school. And I think the first time I heard that, I thought to myself, whoa, that is some deep and anvil-heavy misogyny that he's carrying around on his back there.
Right, and then he goes back to this hometown and tries to talk to her like he hasn't been shit-talking her to randos that he meets. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, some chick messed me up really bad. What the hell did she even do? She was your friend, you shit.
Right? She was one of your only, it sounds like, really good friends.
Yeah, he had maybe 3 friends in that whole movie. At the very beginning, at least. Well, probably at the end, too, because he was such a fucking prick.
Right.
He had Clark and Darla, who were a couple by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And Clark was above and beyond a friend.
Oh, yeah.
This guy went out of his way. Like, he's got a successful dental business, man.
Yep.
He doesn't need to be carting Chris's dumb ass around town, but he does because he's Chris's best friend that he hasn't seen for 10 years.
Right, and he picked right back up where he left off because that's the kind of person he is. He fixes, there's one point where Chris does some dumb shit and gets his veneers knocked out, and this guy puts him back in for him.
Yeah.
Like, fixes him.
Fixes him right up after a dumbass attempt to impress Jamie at a hockey game with a bunch of kids because she's a substitute teacher.
Yeah, and he decides to slap shot at like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, he like smacks the kids around at the very end because he gets all mad at them because they tell him he sucks at hockey, which he does.
Yep.
So he goes over and he knocks one down, he smacks another one upside the head, slap shots the puck, it ricochets off the goal, smacks him right in the mouth, and you know what? I saw that and said, had it coming.
Yep. Also had it coming when he was being a prick that, because, the girl he's crushing on is there, and then the EMT guy is, who turns out to be Dusty, is hitting on her.
Yeah, Dusty Dinkelman, the guy who wrote Jamie a song in high school. He actually appears at the beginning of the movie with a face full of acne because that's another joke that's supposed to be a thing.
Yes.
And acne is supposed to be funny like fat is supposed to be funny, I guess.
Ha ha.
Hardy har har har. Yes, he's got pizza face, whatever. Go on.
Genetics are hilarious.
I've known some guys who have had facefuls of acne and they were pretty nice people.
Right?
It's just something that happens, and it sucks because it's really fucking painful.
Right? Yeah. Fucking those people probably wish the kind of medicine that they have for it now was available when they were in high school, because mostly it's just your face hurting all the time.
No shit.
Damn.
So, Dusty Dinkelman comes in, and he wrote this song called When Jamie Smiles, and he's freaking out at the beginning because he can't play it right because he's all nervous.
Yeah.
And he's not that good at guitar at the beginning.
Yes.
But turns out 10 years later, he's been cramming those lessons down, and he's a fucking flamenco guitarist by now.
Yes. He plays it like my great uncle used to play, like Spanish guitar
He's
style.
busting out some Spanish licks on there. Like, he was tearing it up. That fretboard was about to go on fire.
It was beautiful.
And he's written his song, which turns out to be a song that he uses to pick up all kinds of women because the lyrics are incredibly generic, and all he does is change the name. Instead of When Janie Smiles, it's When Janice Smiles.
Yes.
Or
Cleverly, he did not make the name what rhymes with things.
Yes. So the song works. And you know what? I guess if that's the way he does things, respect.
Yep.
Because it's not the most egregious sin in the whole movie. That goes to Chris Brander.
Oh, yeah. He's just mad that he's less successful playing the same game.
Yeah. The thing about Dusty Dinkelman is he's also a prick. He's just less of a prick than Chris Brander, but don't get me wrong, still a prick. Because he gets real angry when Jamie rejects him at the end of the movie.
You know what? This movie is kind of like Hitch with Will Smith, except...
Nothing good.
Yeah, except this guy just hates everybody around him. Like... Hitch just kind of has commitment issues and, like, has to grow as a person. This guy's a fucking incel.
Yeah. The thing about Hitch is that Hitch learns lessons made in the movie. And at the end of this movie, Chris has learned absolutely nothing.
Right.
And you really pick that up because, you know, he cruises through everything, and Jamie, for some reason, is still interested in him. She is interested in him despite how shitty he is, and I don't know why. Why does she want this guy so badly?
I don't know, because this movie was probably written by a man.
Well,
who wrote this movie?
I know it was written by a man. That's the reason it's always fucking stupid like this, but we have to ask in hypotheticals.
Okay, well, no, then particularly, I think it was probably written by an incel. Like, specifically, he just assumes that, like...
Yeah, probably. I mean...
because the premise of the movie is that she was only not interested in him because he was fat, and also that she was only not interested in Dinkle because he had acne and a stutter. Like, the entire movie revolves around she dates assholes and chads who look good.
Oh, God. I think you've hit the nail on the head here. She's only not going out with him because, she doesn't go out with Dinkelman.
And that's why he never really has to apologize at the end.
Yeah.
Because she's the one in the writer's mind who has done the sins.
Oh God.
She has to apologize for not admitting that she teased him. According to him, since the 6th grade. Yeah,
as he phrases it, you've been torturing me since the 6th grade, and now you know how it feels. Yeah, because he didn't bang her when she was throwing herself at him. She slept over at his house after he got attacked by Samantha James, the woman that is a music star, an upcoming music star that his boss wants him to bring to their label.
Yes, one of the only other bright spots in this movie is Anna Faris' performance as this music star.
Oh, Anna Faris is a treasure in this movie. And the character that she plays, Samantha James, is just awful. And to be perfectly honest, Samantha James and Chris Brander deserve each other.
Oh, yeah. And you said that before we watched this movie together.
And you thought I was full of shit, I bet.
No, I believed you. I just didn't know she was going to be as outrageous as she was. I'd forgotten mostly about her character because this movie is forgettable.
She tased him.
She tased him in the balls.
And you know what? He deserved it.
He did! That was my, final tweet when I was watching the movie. She tased him in the balls and he deserved it. Then I had to go back the next day and be like, wrap up tweet.
He deserved it, and I'm kind of shocked. If I had made this movie, they would have ended up together.
Yes.
Jamie would have had enough of his shit after that one last scene where he accuses her of torturing him since the 6th grade.
Yes. But okay, see? So he gives her the lecture about just because you want me doesn't mean I want you, and then she has to learn that lesson. And then he goes to the other girl's house anyway when she's established that she doesn't want him and is like, but do you still want me?
You mean he goes back to Jamie's house?
Yeah, the other girl. Yeah. Amy Smart girl. Jamie.
Yeah. And Jamie accepts him, and that they kiss. That's the end of the movie.
Right? He deserved hot mess Jersey Shore girl.
Oh my God. You know, he went back to his house after the fight with Jamie because he decided to fly back home. And I'm kind of surprised that we didn't get a third scene with his boss, because his boss is played by Stephen Root, who is the voice of Bill Dauterive on King of the Hill, or was the voice of Bill Dauterive.
Oh, yeah.
But this guy's a very funny character actor. He's great in everything he's in. And this is no exception, because him as his boss was so fucking funny. Like, he plays this obnoxious boss who says, go, wait, go. All right, wait, you, give me lobster. Lobster! Daddy want a fish.
Yeah, he was like random funny.
It was great to hear him do this. Like, he wouldn't even let people finish sentences. He would just bark orders at them.
I'm not sure he was scripted.
I think that Stephen Root might have just made this shit up. He's a great comedic actor. I love seeing him whenever he's around.
Daddy Want a Fish was hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really surprised that they didn't have him for a third time, because usually when I do things, I like to operate by a rule of thirds here, or what I like to call the rule of thirds. When you introduce a character and you have them a couple of times in the movie, you gotta, throw them in one more time to feel like they've had a really complete role
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really surprised that at the end of the movie here, where Chris came home, his boss didn't say something about the whole Samantha James situation.
Yeah, did she even stay with the label after they broke up?
I have no idea. That's something that they probably should have addressed, but they didn't.
They really dropped that plot point.
Yeah, they just completely shuffled it aside, forgot about it. I'm baffled that they just glossed that over and went straight to Chris going to Jamie.
Yep.
They probably should have had a scene or something where Chris was just saying, you know what, boss, I quit. I'm done.
Yep. I feel like I'm more bothered than I really know how to articulate by the fact that somehow his lesson was torturing somebody because you're mad at them doesn't make it right, or torturing somebody because they tortured you doesn't make it right. But like the idea is that Jamie never actually tortured him.
I know she didn't torture him.
He just tortured her. You interpreting it as torture doesn't make it so.
It was all in his head. He's just nuts.
Her being attractive isn't by definition torture.
Yes, I know. But
I know you know.
To these kinds of people,
yeah,
they think it's torture by the mere fact that attractive women exist, and some of them do not want to sleep with them.
Yep.
It's just a fact of life that not everyone wants to sleep with you. Now, it's also a fact of life that more people want to sleep with you than you probably think.
Oh, yeah. Probably. You miss 100% of the people that you don't ask if they want to sleep with you.
Yeah, I guess the thing about dating in this that you pick up from this movie is, you don't have to worry so much about the friend zone and bullshit like that. You just ask someone out, and if they want to go out with you, they'll go out with you. And if they don't, well, you move on with your fucking life because it's not worth draining your resources on someone who doesn't want anything to do with you.
Right? Like,
it's a waste of time.
How did his dentist friend that he's talking to, who's way too nice to him, not explain that the friend zone's not real, considering he ended up dating and marrying a friend?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
You just find someone who wants to go out with you, and you move on with your life. And if they don't want to go out with you, that's the end of it.
Right? It's really not hard. There's like how many billion people on this planet?
For every pretty girl, there's going to be another pretty girl. For every attractive guy, there's going to be another attractive guy. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, there's someone for everyone.
The only part that, other than his boss at the record company, that I really liked in this movie was, the slap fights between the two of them. That was pretty funny. The slap fights, I'm not specifying between the two of them. I mean him and his brother, because his brother lives at home with his mom.
Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all grew up with siblings, but the sibling relationship in this was delightful. That was a fair representation, especially because they're both brothers. And like some of y'all men, you never really grow up.
No,
and so then every scene, without fail, every scene that these brothers were in, one of them was going to slap the other. Usually the little brother was slapping the big brother.
Oh, it was
like start and finish.
He even got his brother in on the business with the whole incel thing, because not that his brother was gonna like be an incel himself, even though he was saying some really homophobic things to Chris about all of his wanting to date Jamie and take her to see The Notebook and all that stuff. But what Chris would do is that he would take Samantha James and pawn her off onto his brother to keep her busy.
Yes.
While they were in New Jersey, because the plane went down because Samantha James put some foil in a microwave that caused a big fire on the flight that they were on. So they had to emergency land in Trenton, New Jersey. So during that time, he decides to go to the bar and find Jamie. And after that, he decides to use his brother to keep Samantha James busy for a few days while he tries to date Jamie.
Yes.
Which his brother is all too happy to do, because he's got posters on the wall that he slaps the ham to.
Yeah. Yeah, and he tells her that. And she's like, how many times? And he's like, 8. And she's like, that's hot.
Oh, yeah, she's into it.
And then she's like, wait, how old are you? And then was he like 22, 19, 18? I'm 18 years old.
I'm not even sure he's 18, but okay.
Dear God, I hope he was. But he might not have been.
He might not have been. Well, I think it's about time to go into our Amazon reviews at this point. As always, we've culled 3 5-star reviews and 3 1-star reviews, and we begin with the 5-star reviews.
Yes.
So our first 5-star review comes from Michael, who says, "A cute, funny romance. It is far better than the critics found it. Quite funny, especially the opening segment with Ryan Reynolds in a fat suit.
Boo.
Cute story, romantic enough for women, funny enough for men."
What? What the fuck does that mean? Who wrote that?
I don't know.
I just want to have words, Michael.
I don't even know what women don't appreciate funny stuff.
No, we only watch movies for the romance. I'm not sure what part of Ryan Reynolds' behavior in that this person thinks is romantic, but I'm not sure this person's married.
I don't think they are.
Funny enough for men.
Oh, our next review comes from Renee, who says, "Extremely funny. I like this movie for the same reason I like The Office. The more you watch it, the more things you notice that you missed before. This movie has a ton of non-obvious jokes that you might not piece together the first time you see it. Ryan Reynolds' performance is fantastic. He doesn't even have to open his mouth. His facial reactions to the horrible luck that's always waiting on him is drop-dead hilarious.
Luck.
If you like movies that you can watch over and over again and still find funny, check it out."
Well, you've seen this 13 times. Have you been noticing extra hidden nuggets of funny?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
That's what I thought.
There are no layers to this movie. Blade Runner, this is not, my dudes.
My bullshit meter was going off.
Oh, if anything, I am a dumber person and a worse person for having seen this movie so many times.
Oh, God.
I'm sure it has, completely deteriorated my character to the point where I'm now a horrible human being.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to, do some penance now by watching another shitty movie 13 times.
Oh, God.
All About Steve!
Stop.
Or maybe Sweet November! Oh, God, no, don't do that. Oh, no.
Don't do that.
Well, maybe I should, because that movie is painful.
Don't do that. The movie gives me the rage.
All right, our last 5-star review comes from Manowar, who says, "The people who don't think this is funny and give it low stars, ...
are obviously on the lower end of the IQ scale. Is it the funniest movie ever? No. But the movie is great. Those negative reviews are either religious freaks who can't handle profanity or actually the fat people in high school he portrayed. I watch it every time it comes on TV."
Okay, dude.
Why does he say that like fat people in high school are some kind of like unicorn?
What the hell? What?
Like what, 40% of the country isn't like fat.
I mean, we live in a fat country. Get over it, dude.
Right?
Okay, whatever. Our next, now we're going to enter the dissenting opinions.
Yeah.
Our 1-star reviews who have different opinions about the quality of this movie. Mm-hmm. So let's see what our first one from Calabini says. And they say, "Don't recommend this slapstick. One word pretty much sums up how I felt about Anna Faris's role. Ick. She stars as the self-absorbed singer. Well, there's more to that than that to dislike. Self-absorbed hardly describes her disgusting behavior. I turned the movie off at the scene where she has an old-fashioned water bottle strapped to the top of her head and is gurgling toothpaste hanging over the Ryan Reynolds character with green toothpaste oozing from her mouth. Who would find this entertaining? I can hardly fathom a 5-year-old finding the scene funny. I found it nauseating in the extreme. Mindless is a good word for this performance. The plotline had potential, but acting did not hold up."
This person knows Anna Faris wasn't the main character, right? Like, I couldn't watch the toothpaste scene either. I'll be honest, I gagged and then I turned away and I made Soulkeeper tell me when it was over.
You're such a wimp.
I mean, it was gonna make me puke in your bed. I didn't want to do that. He's so mean to me. This is what I put up with. Hey! Anyway, that was only one scene, and the rest of her performance was hilarious. So maybe he could criticize Ryan Reynolds a little bit for his gross performance where he spat a loogie on his little brother and sucked it back into his mouth.
Why the hell was this person so hung up on Anna Faris?
Because this person's probably also an incel.
Oh, God.
Women aren't allowed to be funny. This was for romance for women. Funny is for men.
Shut up. Don't ever say that again. Not even in passing jest. All right, our next review comes from Cookie, who says, juvenile humor at most. I began watching this movie with great expectations, made more so by Ryan Reynolds' performance in The Proposal. However, I could not finish watching this attempt. Ugh. The most positive comment I will make is that this is juvenile humor brought to a new high or low, depending on your perspective. Don't let the PG-13 rating lull you into thinking that this movie is okay for adolescents. No way. Between the raunchy humor, physical groping, and doing anything except being one's true self, I could not finish this movie. I would suggest that you seriously consider your options before buying Just Friends. Just say no.
It's like an anti-drug PSA, but for anti-shitty movies. I'm finding it hard to disagree with some of the stuff in there. I mean, I don't let your teenagers watch it, but not because it's gonna corrupt them in that way, because of the sex. It's because don't show your vulnerable teenage sons incel propaganda.
Yeah, this is like one of the shittiest movies you could possibly let anyone watch. It's got no artistic merit.
No.
All right, our last one-star review comes from Kick-Ass Angel, who says, can we give minus points, please?
The crappiest movie I've ever come across in my entire life. Is this quote-unquote movie supposed to be a quote-unquote comedy? Well, excuse me, where were the laughs hidden? Oh, maybe flushed down the drain? Pretending to be slapstick, but way over the top and lacking subtlety. It was painful and embarrassing to watch a movie with sheer bad acting and a brainless storyline. One big pile of garbage and a real stinker. Incredibly boring. There was not one funny scene during the 90 minutes it lasted. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Totally one-dimensional. What a waste of time. What a waste of money.
I concur.
Yeah, that was pretty passionate and thorough.
Yeah, that's about spot on, I would say. This movie is, a big old pile of shit.
Yeah.
Amazon reviews, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you for your services.
Yeah, thank you. So what did we learn from this movie?
I learned that when an incel decides you've teased him, you should just apologize so you don't wind up on his future serial killer list.
I learned that I can serenade women and just change one word and I'll be good.
Oh yeah, we're real suckers for a guy with a guitar.
Oh, I know. I'm surprised I didn't pick up on this sooner.
I learned everybody I went to high school with is still obsessed with high school.
I learned I need a friend who does dental work.
Whoa, you definitely need a friend who does dental work.
Just in case I need my veneers fixed.
Oh yeah. Shit. Did I learn anything else from this movie? I learned apparently you should be embarrassed if you still live with your parents because white people don't believe in cultural connection. I don't know.
I learned that toothpaste makes a hearty post-concussion snack.
Oh, gross. Yeah.
What, did you just forget about that? We just talked about it.
I blocked it out.
Goddamn, woman.
I didn't forget it. I'm sorry if I think that's a gross thing to have learned.
Whatever, you're no fun.
Shit. I don't know. I learned apparently it's cool to push a bunch of kids over when you're playing hockey with them.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and check the little children.
So if you don't like kids, hockey is the right sport for you.
If they're 10 and up, they can take a body check.
Right. Play a pickup team at the local pond with the local kids and just push everybody down.
Life lessons from Just Friends, everybody. Yeah, we'll learn some lessons from that one.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your final rating for this particular movie? Quote-unquote movie.
This alleged movie.
Alleged movie.
This movie gets one low-budget fat suit. One waitress who really needs to ask people what they actually want. And a bicycle that gets stuck in the snow.
I will give this a loogie.
Ugh.
I will give this a nosedive into the snow while I'm strapped to a stretcher.
Ooh.
And then I will give it a tight pair of leather pants.
Oh, wow. That face full of blood and ice really puts it over.
Oh, yeah, I know. So, yeah, this movie is dog shit.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I can't believe that this movie got 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. And usually that's over the threshold for what we're going to go ahead and review.
But this movie is so bad that we couldn't ignore it.
Like, this movie is repugnant. It's not that well made, but it's well made enough that it's got the veneer of a movie that's not that shitty.
Right. So it slides by a lot of people. It goes under the radar. But
you do catch some things like the whole narrative bit at the end where it kind of just fucks up itself and kind of coasts through all the plot points that it had brought up beforehand, like, oh, Samantha James, what's going to happen with that whole situation? Because, his boss threatened at the beginning of the movie, if you don't make me happy, I'm going to find somebody else to make me happy.
Right.
So we never see the boss again after he calls Chris a second time. Mm-hmm. And, by the rule of thirds, he should have appeared once more to wrap things up.
Right.
But he didn't, because they just felt like, ooh, we need to skate past all these bits with Samantha James and go straight to the kissing scene between Chris and Jamie and get this puppy over with.
Right.
Like, what the hell? They just run out of money?
Right. I also would have liked the characters he was living with for half of this movie to be fleshed out a little bit more. Like the mom and the brother. Like the brother was funny, but you don't really learn anything about him. And the mom, like...
Oh, the mom. Oh, God. This is Julie Haggerty, who is kind of a legend.
Yeah, you couldn't give her character a little more meat.
They gave her the shittiest part you could possibly imagine. She was so one-dimensional. And you've got Julie Haggerty from goddamn Airplane, from goddamn What About Bob?
Right.
What are you doing, dude?
Her best part was when she was singing about being yourself.
You made her look so frumpy, and she's only like 22 years older than Ryan Reynolds is here.
Right.
She's 50 in this movie.
Yeah, well, this is Hollywood. That makes her Hollywood old.
Like, if you gussied her up and didn't give her such a frumpy haircut, she'd look pretty decent.
Yep.
But no.
If she's above the age of playing sexy, then she is playing grandma.
Oh,
those are the rules in Hollywood.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Jennifer Aniston is 51 and she's still hot.
Oh, yeah. Super hot.
Yeah, I'd be all over that.
Mm-hmm. I know you would.
No hesitation.
Yeah, no. Uh-huh. I know. I know you would. She's got a rockin' bod.
Just saying, if I'm in a room with Jennifer Aniston, I might make a move.
You're shooting your shot?
I'm gonna throw it out there.
Men, even when they have nothing, they still have the audacity.
I don't have nothing.
I mean, no, you don't have nothing, but do you have what Jennifer Aniston has?
No.
Like, you want to shoot your shot with Jennifer Aniston, I'm not even going to stop you. I can't compete with Jennifer Aniston.
I'm just going to go, hey.
Maybe I'll shoot my shot with Jennifer Aniston. She seems like a nice lady.
I'll just kind of lean over her table and go, hey, sugar mama.
Hey, sugar mama!
And that is the point where it will go take a nosedive abruptly.
Yep. There's the point where she calls her bodyguard over.
And she'll probably just look at me and say, fuck off.
All right.
Yeah. Womp womp. Oh, God. No, guys, don't watch this movie. It has some funny-ish moments, but not enough to really make it worth your time. And plus, you're being bombarded by sexist, misogynist trash for so much of the movie that it's just grating on your very being to sit through it and suffer.
It really is. It's bad.
And you think I'm exaggerating, but my God, this movie did not age well over the past 15 years. Attitudes are a lot different in 2020 than they were back in 2005.
Yeah, because we put up with a lot of shit for a long time and we had to actively push to change things. And finally, it's getting some traction. Thank God.
Yeah, over the past 4 years, let me clue you, things have changed a lot.
Yep.
And this movie, thankfully, is not something that we have to sit through and say, oh, this is a good movie.
Yeah, and then once things have been out of the culture for a little while and you go back and you look at it, it's all the more like stark and grating to see it.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting to go back and look at certain movies and see which ones have held up and which ones have not.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, there's a lot of older movies than Just Friends that have held up just fine. But Just Friends,
oh yeah,
thumbs down.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, guys, next time on Unfortunate Case of Movie, I think we're going to be watching... We promised we were going to watch Joe Dirt last time.
I still want to watch Joe Dirt. We gotta find it.
Okay, well, I don't think it's streaming on anything, so we're going to have to go find a DVD of it.
My last name's not Dirt. That's why Dad named you Joe Dirt.
I have been pushing to watch The Heartbreak Kid, too, with Ben Stiller.
I will trade you Joe Dirt for The Heartbreak Kid.
You want to watch Joe Dirt next time?
I want to watch Joe Dirt if we can find it.
Okay, well, we're going to have to go find a DVD of Joe Dirt because I don't think it's on anywhere right now.
All right. Maybe we should get the DVD of Joe Dirt, and then maybe while we're waiting for it, we watch The Heartbreak Kid.
Okay. Well, next time on Unfortunate Case of Movie, guys, we're going to watch The Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller and, oh God, I forget the name of the actress that's in the movie with him. I know Michelle Monaghan's in it, but there's also another woman in there that used to be in some movies, but hasn't been in anything very recently. She's a Swedish-Canadian actress. Yeah, I can't remember her name right now, but pretty sure I'm going to learn it by the time that we do this next review. Anyway, guys. Look forward to that. Go ahead and watch it. We're going to head out now because, God, I don't feel like talking about Just Friends anymore. I've had enough of this movie.
Yeah, I just want to take it back out of my brain.
I never want to see it ever again. 13 times is enough for one lifetime.
Yeah, you only had to watch it once for this, so that's on you.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I'm a scholar.
Okay! That's what we're calling it.
Yep, it was scholarly research.
Okay.
I was doing it for posterity's sake.
The mad professor over here.
the professor who's just rooting around in the bad movie dumpster.
Soulkeeper needs to stop eating Tide Pods.
Right. So, mates, be sure you check us out on our Spotify page. Remember, our show's name is An Unfortunate Case of Movie, and if you want to see our tweets about various movies that we're watching, you can check us out at Case of Movie. Our full name on there, or our head name, is An Unfortunate Case of Movie, of course, on Twitter. And then if you want to follow Astrid's personal account on Twitter, you can follow her Angry Astrid, and you can follow me at Soulkeeper. We mostly just tweet about, bullshit now and then, but occasionally Astrid will post screenshots that I retweet on the main Unfortunate Case of Movie page.
Which I did for the Just Friends.
Yes, we took a few choice screenshots, so just so you get the vibe down in case you want to suffer through this trash.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I believe that's it for now. Be sure you check us out and check out our YouTube page, too, because we upload a video that's about 2 reviews old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, every 2 reviews we upload one of the older reviews. So right now on our YouTube page we have Jack and Jill up. Or no, wait. It might be That's My Boy. It might be Jack and Jill. I think it's Jack and Jill right now.
We were in an Adam Sandler phase.
Yeah, we did a lot of Adam Sandler. We're probably going to do a lot of Adam Sandler still, so who knows?
There's a lot of Adam Sandler on my shelf.
Oh, I know. It's a blessing and a curse. Anyway, Well, time for us to head out now, so we'll see you later. Till then, with love from us to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.